Good morning. I'm Eric Adams, the Brooklyn Borough President, and I am, really proud to be joined by my colleague in government, Assemblywoman Joanne Simon, and our partner here in the downtown area, the Downtown Brooklyn Partnership, Tucker Reed, and as well as probably what I like to say the visionary of just really pushing forward the idea of restoration of this beautiful monument, Toba, and the entire Conservancy that is part of this war memorial. I want to thank everyone for being here, and those who are vets who are here as well as family members of veterans that are here. We're here to clearly state that we have not forgotten and we're not going to forget. The continuation of a vision that started so long ago, and I always like to acknowledge the former Borough President Howard Golden, who really understood the imperativeness of living up to the commitment, which started out as 5 war memorials that were supposed to take place throughout the entire city. The only one that held on to that promise was Brooklyn. And I'm going to ensure that the job is finished. Just as our soldiers do not leave the war zone until the war is complete, this battle of acknowledging the presence and those who have sacrificed the ultimate sacrifice for the lands and liberty of America, we are going to recognize their commitments here in Brooklyn at this war memorial. We sit under the tree of freedom because these men and women watered that tree with their blood. And we are here to acknowledge their presence and acknowledge their great commitment. This memorial has been overlooked and closed for over 25 years. And those 25 years have really sent a message that we must finally ensure that this memorial is open. This is going to be an $11.8 million renovation project with an adjoining landscaping that will be projected to cost about $3.8 million. As part of my 2016 capital budget, I allocated $1 million to the War Memorial and another $500,000 to the landscaping project. This is the beginning. We know that there's more needs that's needed to be done, and I'm going to continue to commit myself to doing that throughout the capital season. I really want to thank Tucker Reed and the Downtown Brooklyn Partnership. Again, as I mentioned, Toba, Potosky, and the Cadman Park Conservancy, and a special thank to our veterans. They have never given up. They knew that we were going to reach this day. And those veterans that were committed during wartime was committed to seeing this important initiative take place. We want to ensure that this project, the Brooklyn War Memorial, will serve as an important role as the centerpiece of the future of Brooklyn Strand. As you look at some of the posters that we have behind us, this area at one time was blight, and now it's going to turn to bright when we show how to use the landscape in this community and allow an open space for people not only to use it as a place where families can come together, but as a place where we can connect to the past. This is what this area looked like at one time, and with the vision of the Strand and the vision of renovating this war memorial, we're going to ensure that this becomes a place where families can come together. The posters show that the plans would include a visitors and exhibit center, a roof terrace. This is the poster here, an event space, a new elevator. It is ironic that many of our veterans who are experiencing physical disabilities cannot occupy or use this space. By having an elevator, we will ensure that they're able to use whatever methods, if it's wheelchair, canes, and those persons with disabilities will be able to visit the center as well. This is a great day for us. In spite of the rain, it shows that there's a bright future for this war memorial, as well as this park, and as well as the people of the borough of Brooklyn. We are going to show our appreciation for the men and women who sacrificed their lives for America and the freedom that we hold so dear. And so we are proud to start this initiative and get the job done. Job well done to all those who participated And this is just a continuation. For many borough presidents, administration, there was a desire to accomplish this task, and today we're saying we're going to get the job done. I want to ask the Assemblywoman, Joanne Simon, and then Tucker Reed, and then we want to hear from our good friend Toba, who had the vision to keep this moving forward. Assemblywoman?
Thank you, Borough President Adams. Thank you also to the Downtown Brooklyn Partnership and Tucker, to Toba and the Cadman Park Conservancy, and most importantly, of course, to all of our veterans, particularly our World War II veterans who are here and who have kept the flame of this war memorial alive, often laboring in obscurity, which is how so many of our men and women serve. We don't know about them, we don't recognize them, but they are there. They maintain our freedom and they maintain our safety. And it is fitting on days like today to make sure that we honor them, we honor their memory, and we honor the veterans who are with us still. I'm very happy to have been a part of this effort. I'm very happy that now as an Assemblywoman, I have the ability to begin to direct some funds to help improve the area here. And so I have asked that $500,000 of capital funds be used to make the bathrooms accessible to everyone. And that is something that we can do soon. We don't have to wait until a big multi-million-dollar project happens. We can do that now, and we can make the restrooms here accessible to all, including members of the public. So I'm delighted to be part of this effort in a small way, and I want to thank again the men and women who have served. As a child of the greatest generation, this war memorial is particularly important to me. My father and my uncles all served in World War II. We were not from Brooklyn, so we don't have any claim to this particular memorial, but we do hold dear the service of all the men and women who served in World War II and thereafter. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good morning, my name's Tucker Reed. I'm the president of the Downtown Brooklyn Partnership. It's a solemn setting here in hallowed ground, but I promise you this is actually a very happy occasion. I really want to thank our borough president to join him here on the eve of this Veterans Day to honor the sacrifice of so many men and women of our country. What better testament to the veterans of this city than the effort to restore this World War II memorial to its original intent? You can see these historic photos from the monument's dedication in 1951. It was meant to be a true community facility where all could gather to pay tribute to those who had given their lives in sacrifice to our country. The vision unveiled here today reflects what this memorial has the potential to be. The crown jewel, an initiative we call the Brooklyn Strand, a 40-acre series of disconnected parks, plazas, and gateways stretching from Borough Hall to Brooklyn Bridge Park that could help connect downtown Brooklyn to its waterfront and create a world-class gateway to our borough. Over the past 18 months, we've worked with over 50 community groups to develop a vision for the Brooklyn Strand, and today's unveiling showcases some of their ideas. I want to really commend the borough president for recognizing the importance of this vision and allocating $1.5 million to help get these plans started. His commitment will cover a portion of the first phase, but we're committed to working alongside him to help raise the additional funding, particularly with commitments from the private sector and from other partners in government. And I just want to say thank you very much all for coming out in this weather, and I look forward to working with you to help realize this vision in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm getting used to it, hopefully. I want to initially just recognize our friends, the Air Force that are here, of the Honor Guard. Thank you for being here and becoming part of our family. In addition, I want to also thank Mike Ligori, who's here from Mission Continues, which is a great organization that works with new veterans, mostly those from Iraq and Afghanistan who've come home and are working to help community groups like ours, and they were here on Sunday helping us to plant over 1,000 daffodils in the park. I also want to recognize Steve Neffelberg from the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your service. I see back there veterans, Catholic veterans of Kings County, and I think the Jewish War veterans of Kings County is here somewhere. So thank you all for being here on this rainy day. But the reason why we're here is so important. Just historically speaking, way back in 1945, a small group of local residents met with then Borough President John Cashmore and the Parks Department Commissioner Robert Moses at the Brooklyn Club located at 131 Remsen Street, not far from here, for the purpose to discuss plans for a living memorial dedicated to the 327,000 Brooklyn residents who served during the Second World War. And by all the written and verbal accounts, this memorial and the surrounding park was to be a place to remember and honor our fallen. And it was also the surrounding park was to be a place of solemn reflection. But it was also to be a place of celebration and a place for education. And unfortunately, after the park was shaped and the building was erected, the full vision of the original plan was never fully realized. Today, 70 years later, since the park was first conceived, I and the members of the Cadman Park Conservancy are truly so proud to stand with Borough President Eric Adams, who has made a commitment not only to the veterans, but to the veterans and their families, and not just in words, but in actions. Working with the Downtown Brooklyn Partnership, together we will finish what was envisioned long ago, and to create a living memorial worthy of the service and the sacrifice of so many, and by doing so fulfill the promise spelled out in the dedication that may their sacrifice inspire future generations and lead to universal peace. I just thought of this on the way in, but coming in and thinking about what we're discussing today, and that it's Veterans Day tomorrow, is that on the day that this memorial opens, we'll no longer look for one day to honor our veterans, but when this memorial is open, we'll have every day of the year to honor our veterans. So thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
Thank you.
Did you no? Come on.
Yep, great. And I'm going to ask. Hi, everyone. My name is Claire Wise, and we're the architects and designers that have been supporting the effort to bring us to this day and going forward. And I want to ask Connie Ranocchia to come up here, who's representing the United Military Veterans of Kings County. That's Brooklyn, for those of you that don't know, out there to come join me. What I want to do is just acknowledge that this effort in reopening the memorial, of creating a real visitor experience, really is acknowledging that our broad stakeholder engagement, really embracing the community through the Brooklyn Strand effort, that this idea has come out of many, many people living all the way from the Navy Yard to Brooklyn Heights who want to connect to their parks and the waterfront. And out of that has really come this first project, which is at the heart of reconnecting these neighborhoods in this park system, which I believe from hearing Toba was the original intention, is to acknowledge the importance of these spaces to Brooklynites. And with that, I'm going to hand off to Connie.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of Brooklyn veterans, thank you to the Borough President, New York City Parks, Downtown Brooklyn Partners, Brooklyn Bridge Park, the Mayor's Office, and Toba, Potosky, and the Brooklyn War Memorial Restoration Project for recognizing the sacrifice made by more than 11,500 service members, whose names are etched inside on the walls of the Brooklyn War Memorial. It goes without saying there is a terrible price tag associated with war. Those men and women who died in service to our country should and must be remembered. The renovation and ultimate opening of the Brooklyn War Memorial is a small payment, but it means so much for the families of those who perish and the brothers and sisters in arms who return from the battlefield, forever scarred by the horror they experienced there. Now it's up to the veterans, our elected officials, and the civic and business leaders in Brooklyn, New York City's greatest borough, to pick up the gauntlet thrown here today and continue to do whatever needs to be done to open the war memorial so all the people, especially for the youngsters who come to learn about and remember those who died, lest we forget.
Thank you. Any questions?
Is there a timeline as to when renovations may possibly start?
You know, Toba? Toba?
So the initial allocation from the borough president is a start. We actually need to put together a little more funding to have the Parks Department completely design and start to build the park. But so I'd say we're probably a couple of years away from actually seeing the memorial reopen. But the important thing today is that we finally have a starting place to build from and begin to put together the funding needed to get the memorial its proper due.
And as you noticed that after the $1 million, we're hearing today that also the Assemblywoman, we're going to reach out to the council person. And so, as Tucker stated, it was really important to get it started. And that first $1 million really showed the interest, and we're going to continue to do that in this capital budget season that's coming up as well.
So this is more about the fact that this money will be set aside specifically for this project.
Yes, and part of the overall project of the Strand project of really opening this area so that we can reconnect neighborhoods that have been disconnected for so many years. Okay, thank you.
Thank you all.